2023 is set to be one of the biggest years for gaming in recent history. With titles such as Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2, and Diablo 4 dropping next year, we're set to play some really great video games. But which ones are going to be the greatest? This year, I am proud to announce the first annual Tropic Tango Resort Fantasy Critic League, or TERFL for short. It's a work in progress. Now, it's no secret that I love video games. I get just as hyped about them as anyone.
Welcome back to the Game Awards. Coming to the stage now.
Yo!
Booyah! Game Awards!
Or even more. But does that hype always translate to good games? That's what Fantasy Critic is here to help us decide. I will be starting a league on a website called Fantasy Critic, where we can draft games the same way you would players on a fantasy football, basketball, or, bingo team. Yeah, you know who you are. These games will earn you points based on how they score on OpenCritic. If the game receives higher than a 70, you will earn 1 point for each review point over 70. So for example, if Final Fantasy XVI scores an 85 on OpenCritic, you'll receive 15 points. If a game scores lower than that on OpenCritic, you'll gain negative points for each review point below 70. So if a game scores 65, you would earn minus 5 points for that game. If a game scores over 90 on OpenCritic, any points after that are doubled. So for example, if Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom scores a 95 on OpenCritic, you'd score 30 points total, 20 normal, and those 5 after 90 would be doubled. Throughout the year, you'll be able to use a pool of money to bid on games that you want to add to your team. If you see a game come up halfway through the year that you want on your team, bid on it. As a quick side note, I want to say that all money mentioned in this video is fake or play money. This is free to join, free to play, and free to participate in. If you have a game drafted whose confirmed release date has been delayed out of 2023, you're in luck. You can drop that game from your team in order to open up a spot for a new game up to 3 times per year. Also, you'll be able to drop any unreleased game, that is, anything that's coming out this year or delayed to next year, what have you, as long as it's not released yet. You are able to drop any game such as that for whatever reason you like once per year. So if you add Diablo 4 to your list and then you say, hey, I'm not feeling Diablo 4, you can take it off your list, no questions asked. If a game has already been released and gotten its review scores, you may not drop it unless I approve on a case-by-case basis, and those cases will be pretty rare. If you want a little more strategy in the game, then let me tell you about counterpicks. Counterpicks allow you to choose a game someone else has drafted that you think might bomb. So for example, if Mango has picked Spider-Man 2 and I think that game is just going to totally tank, it's not. It's going to be really great. Then I can counterpick it. If the game I counterpicked turns out to be good and score over 70, I lose a point for every point Mango, the person I counterpicked, gains. If the game earns below a 70, I will earn a point for every point Mango loses. It should also be noted that counterpicks are secret, and they will block the counterpicked game from being droppable. So, if Mango decided to pick on Diablo 4 again, and I think that game's not going to do well, I can counterpick it. And if Mango goes, what am I doing picking Diablo 4? I don't want Diablo 4, and they try to drop it, my counterpick will block that, and they are stuck with that game for the rest of the year. This is intended to be a free, fun, and engaging way to celebrate games this year. However, I do have a prize in mind for the winner. It's nothing fancy, but I think it'll be pretty fun. I'll answer more questions if you have them, but Fantasy Critic has a very helpful FAQ on their website, which I'll link below, along with the link to sign up to participate. We'll have a draft day during Friday Night Riot on January 20th, so don't miss it. If you sign up to participate, I'll be reaching out with some basic requests or instructions. Thank you for stopping by the Tropic Tango Resort, and remember that no matter what games you pick, how many points you earn, or what games end up screwing you over, have a nice trip.